Antah pravishyam vachimam prasuptam sanjeevayattikhilashakti-dharasvadhamna anyamscha hastacharana-shravanatvagadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam gurum hi swayam satyaha prajna bhakti vinitayaha deeptischapi vrata nityam tam gurum pranamamyaham Sadashiva-samarambham Śaṅkara-bhagavatpāda Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. So we had 2 classes, so we just covered 7 verses, right? So we'll read from the beginning, then we will go to the new verses. Sada bala-rupa vighna-drihantri Mahadanti vaktrapi panchasya manya Vidhindradi-mrigya ganesha-bhidhami Vidhattam shriyam kapi kalyanamurtihi Najanami padyam najanami gadyam Najanami shabdam najanami chartham Chideka-shadasya hridi-jyotate me Mukhan-nissarante girascha-vijitram Mayuradhirudham mahavakya-gudham Manohari-deham mahacchittageham Mahideva-devam mahaveda-bhavam Mahadeva-balam bhaje lokapalam Yada sannidhanam gatamanavami Bhavam bodhiparam gataste tadaiva Iti vyanjayan sindhu-tire ya-aste Tamide pavitram parashakti-putram Yathabdhe-starangalayam yanti tungaha Tathaiva-padas-sannidhau sevatam me Iti vormi-panktir-rinam darshayantam Sada bhavaye hrit-saroje guhantam Girau-man-nivase naraye-dhirudhaha Tada parvate rajate dhirudhaha Iva pruvan gandha-shaila-dhirudhaha Sadevo mudeme sadashan-mukhostu Maham bodhi-tire mahapapachore Munindra-nukule sugandhakhya-shile Guhayam vasantam svabhasa-lasantam Janartim harantam shrayamo guhantam. So up to that we have done. So last 2-3 verses, as I was mentioning in the previous class, basically describe the temples which are on the seashore. So he beautifully says, so you have chosen the location just to indicate to the people that those who approach you, so all their afflictions will be shattered away. So the afflictions which come like a huge wave, see on the banks of the ocean, if you see, huge waves come, but the moment they reach the shore, they get shattered away. So similarly, people who have great difficulties in their life, once they come to you with those difficulties, just as the waves disappear, the difficulties also disappear. Okay, so this is how he beautifully presents. Now we move on to the 8th verse. Lasat swarnagehe, lasat swarnagehe, lasat swarnagehe, rinam kamadohe,
rinam kamadohe, rinam kamadohe.
Sumasto masanchanna, sumasto masanchanna, sumasto masanchanna, manikyamanche, manikyamanche,
manikyamanche,
Samudyat sahasrarka tulya prakasham. Samudyat sahasrarka tulya prakasham. Samudyat sahasrarka tulya prakasham. Sada bhavaye kartikeyam suresham.
Sada
Bhavaye kartikeyam suresham. Sada bhavaye kartikeyam suresham. Bhavaye is the verb here. Bhavaye means I deeply meditate upon, think upon. Okay. Aham bhavaye. Kam bhavaye. Kartikeyam bhavaye. In many songs also, so they have bhavaye. So bhavayami is also used. Bhavaye is also bhavayami raghuramo. So bhavaye. Aham kartikeyam bhavaye. Sada bhavaye. Kartikeyam. Kartikeyaha is a word which is obtained from Kritika. So it is supposed to be Kritikayaha apatyam Kartikeya. So Sada bhavaye Kartikeyam Suresham. Suresham. Suranam Ishaha Suresha. Ishaha means the Lord. Suresham Kartikeyam Aham Sada bhavaye. So this is what it says. But then there are 3 lines which have been used to describe the Kartikeya. Samudyat sahasrarka tulya prakasham. Samudyat sahasrarka tulya prakasham. Sahasrarka. Arka means sun. Sahasrarka means as if 1,000 suns are coming up together. So the shine that will be there. Sahasrarka tulya prakasham. The one whose brilliance is comparable to the brilliance of thousands of suns. Samudyat means simultaneously rising. Samudyat sahasrarka tulya prakasham. So the one whose luminance is equivalent to the luminance of 1,000 suns. Okay? Simultaneously rising. Samudyat sahasrarka tulya prakasham Kartikeyam. This is one description. The other description that you find here is Lasat svarnagehe nrinam kamadohe sumastoma sanchanna manikya manche. Sanchanna manikya manche. Mancha, in fact, in Sanskrit, many a times people use this word mancha when they learn Sanskrit. Manchah kroshanti, they will say. Manchaha means. So this is used generally to refer to Gauna Prayoga. Okay? Manchaha means cradles. So cradles cry means the child in the cradle cries. So cradles, mancha. So here mancha is also used to refer to stage. Mancha is also used to refer to a high pedestal. It is also used to refer to throne. Basically, a place where people either stand, people either sit majestically. Okay? In the case of a child, it is just where it lies down. Okay? This is how the word mancha is used in several contexts. Here he is saying Sanchanna manikya manche manche sumastoma. Stomaha means gucha. Okay, samuha. So suma is a word which is used to refer to flowers. Okay, sumanam stomaha sumastomaha means a huge bunch of flowers. Sumastoma Sanchanna. See, Sanchanna means that which is covering. Okay. So Sanchanna, well covered. So he is describing Kartikeya to be sitting on a throne or standing on a platform, whichever it is. So which is decorated with huge bunch of flowers. Sumastoma Sanchanna, which is covered with flowers. Manikya Manche. This mancha is Manikya Mancha. Manikya, I think, refers to rubies. Rubies. So Manikya Mancha. So you can either conceive of a wooden platform studded with rubies, or a platform more or less filled with rubies. Looks like almost made of rubies. Manikya Manche and Sumastoma Sanchanne. Sumastoma Sanchanne Manikya Manche Samudyat Sahasrarkatulya Prakasham Kartikeyam. So I conceive of Kartikeya. And further, where is this Manikya Mancha? So he says, Lasat Svarnagehe Drinam Kamadohe. Kamadohe Lasat Svarnagehe Drinam Kamadohe. Kamadoha means Kama is desires. Okay? Kamadoha means that which fulfills all your desires. Okay? So from where you can get all your desires fulfilled. So what is described as Kamadoha here? Svarnagehe. Svarnageha. So you can conceive of, so there are many temples in which you will find a particular place at least decorated with gold. Okay. So completely gold. Okay. One room may be there. So during festivals, so they will take the Lord there and then do the Alankara. So that is the kind of conception that you should have. Okay. Lasat Swarnagehe. Swarnamayo Gehaha Swarnageha. Geham. Okay. So Geham means Griham. Okay. A Kamra. Okay. So Swarnagehe. Swarnamaya Gehe. Okay. So which is essentially made of gold. Lasat means shining. The Geha is shining because of gold. Lasat Svarnagehe and Nrinam Kamadohe. So Kamadoha, that Geha itself is Kamadoha. So Geha cannot be Kamadoha. Okay. So it is the one who is in the Geha who gives this. So this Kamadoha, so you can understand. See, there are specific places in temple. You go and do worship. The temple itself can be conceived. Okay. So you go and pray there. So Kamadoha. Or a specific location in the temple where, so this, somewhere even in Sringeri you go, there will be one Samba will be there. So there, so people go and worship. Okay. Sankara-bhagavatpada Vinayaka. So something like that. Lasat Svarnagehe Drinam Kamadohe Sumasto Vasanchanna Sanchanna Manikya Manche Samudyat Sahasrarkatulya Prakasham. So Subrahmanya, Kartikeya, on his own will be shining. Now he is placed in a place which is completely gold. Okay. And then you have so ruby studded, so varieties of flowers with all Alankara. So this is described as Samudyat Sahas, and there will be so many lamps lit. So all of them will be reflecting. And he says, so Samudyat Sahasrarkatulya Prakash. That color, because of the rubies and so on. So the color is as if the sun is rising. Otherwise you cannot see the sun, right? So when the sun is rising, that color will be so pleasant. Samudyat sahasrar katulya prakasham sada bhavaye kartikeyam suresham. Read the verse. Lasatsvarnagehe nrinam kamadohe sumastoma sanchanna manikyamanche samudyat sahasrar katulya prakasham sada bhavaye kartikeyam suresham. Ranadham sake manjuletyanta shoni Ranadham sake manjuletyanta shoni Ranadham sake manjuletyanta shoni Manohari lavanya piyusha purne Manohari lavanya piyusha purne
Manohari lavanya piyusha purne
Manashatpado me bhavakleshataptaha Manashatpado me bhavakleshataptaha Manashatpado me bhavakleshataptaha Sadamodatam skanda te padapadme Sadamodatam skanda te padapadme Sadamodatam skanda te padapadme. So the verb here is modatam. Modatam means may it keep relishing. So may it keep relishing. Where? So he says, te padapadme, on thy feet. Te means tava. Tava padapadme, in thy lotus feet, may my mind be dwelling always with happiness. Sada modatam he skanda te padapadme. So modatam, which manaha, me manaha, tava padapadme modatam. And manaha is described as Shatpada. Shatpada means, what is Shatpada? Huh? So it is honeybee. Shatpada. So Shatpada. Manashatpada. May the mind in the form of honeybee. So it is because honeybees, they have a liking for Padma. Okay? So they will go around, and then there are various verses in which honeybee is described to be trapped in the lotus. So they will be enjoying, and then the lotus may close. Okay? There are various nice poems which have been composed by people. Okay? So this Manashatpadomi. And then it is further described by the phrase Bhavakleshataptaha. Bhavakleshena taptaha, Bhavakleshataptaha. Bhavaha means samsaraha. So samsara kleshataptaha. Bhavakleshataptaha sadamodatam. See, this Bhavakleshataptaha, this klesha, today morning we were reading. What is the klesha? Avidya, smita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, klesha. This is Yoga Sutra. Okay? Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. See, these are the kleshas. Asmita means that ego. Okay? You should understand. Asmita. See, they are described as kleshas themselves. Asmita is the hetu for klesha, strictly speaking. Okay. Avidya is a klesha. Asmita is a klesha. Raga is a klesha. So raga, so that leads to klesha. Okay, excessive desire. Dvesha is a klesha. Abhinivesha is also klesha. So this avidyasmita, ragadvesha, abhinivesha, klesha is a beautiful description that we find in Yoga Sutra. The major sources of, we have no ragadvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyaischaran atmavashir vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. Bhagavad Gita we have. See, say that ragadvesha viyuktaistu Vishayan indriyaischaran Atmavashir vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. In fact, prasade sarvadukhanam hanirasyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhih paryavatishthate. Beautiful description, Bhagavad Gita. Ragadvesha viyuktaistu vishayan. So indriyais-charan, after all, anybody in the world has to engage with the world. Without engagement in the world, nobody can live. Okay? The engagement has to be done in such a way that you are not bound by raga and dvesha. So, ragadvesha viyuktaihi vishayanu indriyaischa. As it comes, Kshudyadhischa chikitsyataṁ pratidinam bhikshaushadam bhujyatam Svadvannam natu yachyatam vidhivashat praptena santushyatam. Sadhana panchaka. Praptena santushyatam. So the praptena, when will the prapti be? Only when you engage will have the prapti. So praptena santushyatam. So may you be happy with what you have obtained without having much of craving. That is what is raga. That craving, okay, if it is completely thwarted by some circumstance, but you may associate with somebody, so then dvesha comes. Raga dvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyaischaran. So this raga and dvesha, they are all in the form of kleshas. That is why in the sutra says, and this is basically all is generated through avidya. Therefore avidyasmita. If you have achieved something, this fellow earned entry into IIT, he becomes garbita. So you get some position, he becomes garbita. So this asmita, there is no reason for having asmita. So they are all going to lead to klesha. So bhava klesha taptaha. That is what he says. So bhava kleshena taptaha. So these are things which actually produce klesha. And because of these kleshas, I am burnt. Taptaha means scorched. Bhava klesha taptaha. Sadamodatam skandate padabadmi manashatpado me bhavaklesha taptaha. My mind which is burnt by these kleshas. Okay? So may that mind in the form of honeybee go and enjoy the lotus. The lotus is your Padapadma. Manashatpado me bhavaklesha taptaha sadamodatam skandate padapadmi. Sadamodatam, how is it possible? Sadamodatam is possible. It is possible the moment you train yourself along those lines. How? So before the commencement, You just say, O Subrahmanya, O Kartikeya, with your blessings I am starting this. I am undertaking this. So whenever you are successful, or it is because of your grace I am successful. So even if there is some failure at some point, it's okay. So it is all because of my own karma. Okay? I will just take it as your prasad. So if you have this, then prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhihi paryavatishthate manah prasadaha. That is what will happen. So that is what he is saying. Manashatpado me bhavakleshataptaha sadamodatam skandate padapadme. And this padapadma is also described in the first half of the verse beautifully. How is this padapadma? Just in the previous verse we saw. See, so he is alankrita. Alankrita, he is sitting on throne, etc. So that pada padma, there is an alankara in the pada. Ranadham sake. The nature of pada and the kind of alankara in the pada, both are there. Ranadham saka. Hamsa should not be considered a swan here. Hamsaka. Hamsaka basically means abharanam. So this padabharanam is called hamsaka. Ranadhamsaka. In fact, there is a nice verse. This verse says Mukta Phaleshu. So anyway, we'll come back to that. So there is an Amara itself, we'll find this word Hamsaka. Okay? Ranadhamsake means, so this Pada Padme Ranadhamsake. So this Hamsaiva Kayati iti Hamsaka. So there are different kinds of abharanas that you can think of. So this kind of abharana that has been produced makes sound. Kayati means it produces sound. Hamsaiva kayati. Okay? Like the hamsa's sound, this abharana, this ornament makes sound. Ranadham sake manjuletyanta shoni. Shona means red. Atyanta shona. Okay? Something which is deeply red in color. This red in color actually sort of indicates how soft it is. Manjule Atyanta shoni. Atyanta shona. So the skin is so soft, so thin, that it is described as Atyanta shoni Pada Padmi. And that has to be the description because he is just describing it as lotus also. Lotus has that color. Okay. So Manjule Atyanta shoni. Manjula. Manjula means something which is very attractive, very beautiful. Sometimes it is also used to refer to something which is very soft. Okay, Manjula. So Manjule Atyanta shoni Ranadhamsake Padapadme. So all are qualifiers for Padapadma. In fact, I am reminded of a very beautiful verse. So Manjula, so soft. In fact, there is a I'll tell you. You have all read this, heard this Suprabhatam, no? In Suprabhatam, Venkatesh Suprabhatam. So there, I think, after that in the Prapatti, I think, there is one verse. So how soft the pada is. Okay? Saprema bhiti kamalagara pallavabhyam samvahanepi sapadiklamamadadhanau kantau avangmanasagochara saukumaryau Shri Venkatesha charanau sharanam prapadye. An amazing description. When I was learning this long back, almost 45-48 years back, so I memorized. Then one or two words my father told, I didn't get the whole meaning. Later, so in some other context, so I picked up the meaning. See, here it says Subrahmaṇya-bhujanga. So this Lakshmi, the poet describes the feet is so tender that in spite of Lakshmi, with great love and affection. When you touch with love and affection, it will be very soft, right? Okay. Prema. Bhiti is a sense of fear that it will pain. Then also it will be soft. So he says, who is touching the feet? Lakshmi is touching the feet. How is her hand? That is also extremely tender. But over and above that, with great love, with the fear that it should not hurt his feet, she is touching. Subrahmaṇya-bhujanga kamalakara-pallavabhyam samvahanepi. So she just massages slightly. Sapadiklamamādadhānau. He says, in spite of this, your feet is so tender that it gets kalamam adadhānau, means it gets strained. Okay? So Lakshmi, whose hand is so tender, with great love, with fear, so she is trying to do this massage. In spite of that, your feet get strained. What do I speak of the tenderness of my feet? So that is how he describes. Subrahmaṇya-bhujanga kamalakara-pallavabhyam samvahanepi sapadiklamama. Sapadi means instantaneously. Sapadiklamamādadhānau. If you do for a long time, it will get strained. Kantau. And he says, avāṅmanasa gochara saukumariyau. So the tenderness is something which cannot be expressed by words, which cannot be even thought by the mind. Avāṅmanasa gochara saukumariyau Shri Venkateša charanau sharanam prapadye. Anyway, that Manjula, I got reminded of this. So another poet so beautifully describes what is this Manjulatva. Okay, so here he says Manjuletyanta shone manohari lavanya piyusha purne. Manohari lavanya piyusha purne. Manohari. Manohari means something which is snatching away the mind. Manohari. So attractive. So what is so attractive? Lavanyam. Lavanyam means the charm. Okay, the charm that is there in the feet, it is so attractive and snatches away my mind. Manohari lavanya piyusha purni. Piyusha purna. This piyusha purna is a poetic description. Piyusha means nectar. Okay, that which is sought after. So once you have that, you will be amara. So no dukkha, nothing. Okay? So it is for that reason they use the word piyusha. Okay? That which is really sought after. So it is filled with nectar. Manohari lavanyameva piyusham. You understand? Lavanya piyusha purne. Filled with nectar. Okay? So your pada padma is Manohari lavanya. Lavanya. Lavanya is something which is that the untouched beauty. Okay? So that is lavanya. Okay? So the poets describe in multiple ways. So lavanya is some exquisite beauty, you can just say. Manohari lavanya piyusha purne manashat padome. Now he says, in that padapadme, may my mind in the form of honey bee go and dwell forever. Manohari lavanya piyusha purne manashatpado me bhavakleshataptaha sada modatam skanda te pada padme. Read. Sake manjuletyanta shone manohari lavanya piyushapurne manashatpado me bhavakleshataptaha sada modatam skandate padapadme. Then Suvarnabha divyam barair Suvarnabha divyam barair bhasamanam divyam barair bhasamanam Suvarnabha divyam barair bhasamanam Suvarnabha divyam barair bhasamanam Suvarnabha divyam barair bhasamanam Kvanat kinkini mekhala shobhamanam Mekhala shobhamanam Lasadhema pattena vidyotamanam katim bhavaye skandate dipyamanam He Skanda, addressing Skanda. He Skanda aham bhavaye. Kim bhavaye? Katim bhavaye. Understand? Aham te katim bhavaye. So I meditate upon, contemplate upon Kati. What is Kati? Kati means hip. Kati means hip. Kati bhagaha refers to the middle portion of the body, hip. Aham te katim bhavaye. And this Kati is further described as Dipyamana. Dipyamanam Katim aham bhavaye. So Dipyamana means something which is glowing, shining. Aham Dipyamanam Katim bhavaye. He Skanda. And why is it glowing? So he is describing this. Suvarnabha divyam barair bhasamanam Kvanat kinkini mekhala shobhamanam Lasadhema pattena vidyotamanam. All the three quarters are describing this Kati. Kati which is Strilinga Shabda. Therefore he says Shobhamanam. Shobhamanam. Why Kvanat kinkini mekhala? So these are all various kinds of ornaments which are adorning the Kati. So adorning the Kati. So in the previous verse he was saying Ranadhamsake. So it is Padapadma. So there is an abharana. So now Kati carries several other abharanas. So that is what is described here. Kvanat. Kvanat means that which is making noise. Okay. Kinkini. Kinkini is a small bell-shaped kind of a ornament. Okay. Kvanat kinkini mekhala shobhamanam. So mekhala is a word which is used. So even see the brahmacharis, when they do this, what do you?
Kusha.
Kusha. So kusha, with the kusha means that particular grass. With that kusha darbha, so you twist it. This twisting and twining will be done. With that, a kind of a rope will be made, which will be fairly strong. And this was essential for making this person little pavitra from a viewpoint of having this kusha grass. The other is also very pragmatic. In this brahmachari, he does not know even how to wear the vastra. It may not stay. So you put this around the kati. So that will be there. So this is called mekhala. Mekhala, mekhale, marishama. There is a mantra with which you wear the mekhala. After this yajñopabita is done, so there is a mantra. Mekhale, marishama. So you also pray. So may this be protecting me, etc. Now here he is saying, Kvanat kinkini mekhala ashobhamanam. So Kvanat kinkini bhihi vishishtam mekhalam. So that which is adorning this kati. So this you can think of this mekhala, a certain kind of a thread, so onto which various bells are all strung. So Kvanat kinkini mekhala shobhamanam. So Kvanantaha kinkinyaha. Kvanantaha kinkinyaha. Kvanat kinkini. Kvanat kinkinyaha. Kvanat kinkini. Taihi sahita mekhala. Kvanat kinkini mekhala. Taya shobhate. Taya ka shobhate katihi. Kvanat kinkini mekhala shobhamanam. Further. Subrahmaṇya-bhujanga. Ambaraihi bhasamana. What is ambara? Sky. Ambara. We have the word pitambara. Right? Pitam ambaram. Yasya saha pitambaraha. But ambara also is sky. How?
It covers.
Covers? Sky doesn't cover anything. Sky doesn't cover anything. In fact, both can be derived in a similar way. See, now this ambara may not make. This actually, this ambaha means shabdaha. Okay? So, shabdam ratiti. Okay? That which brings in. See, we have in this Nyaya Shastra, we have this Shabda Gunakam Akasham. So, Shabda Gunakam Akasham we say. Shabda Gunakam Akasham. So, it is in this sense they use the word Ambara for Akasha. So, Ambara is also used for Vastra. This Vastra, so this kind of a thing may not make much noise. But if it is made of, see, earlier it used to be made of some bar garments, etc. They just put various things will be hanging and then that will be covering. It's not that you have all this kind of a otaprota. So this is all later from Karpasa we do. So it depends upon the material with which it is made. But earlier this covering is essentially done with some natural things. They used wood, they used bar garments. Even if you go today deep into the tribal areas, they will have only that kind of a vastra. So that will be anyway making noise, ambara. So this ambara shabda stems from that. Suvarnabha divyambarair bhasamanam. So this divyambara means something which is divine. Divyam ambaram, divyambaram. Okay. So divya means something which is so nice. Even in that sense they use the word divine, sweet, divine taste. What is this? Something which is extraordinary. Okay. So this divyambarair bhasamanam, and this divyambara suvarnabha, abhati, abhanti. Okay. So suvarnam iva, suvarna has a very attractive color. So that color is something which can be seen in that. Suvarna bhadivyam barair bhasamanam. So the ambara that you have is something which has the hue of suvarna. Okay. Suvarnabha, and it is divine, so attractive. Suvarnabha divyam baraihi. Bhasate. Bhasate means shines, glows. So what glows? The kati. Okay. So now he has described this kati as having a beautiful mekhala with nicely studded bells, so which makes noise. That is one kind of attraction. The other attraction is the vastra is such that it also makes some kind of a tingling noise. Okay. And it is so beautiful in color. Okay. Hue. So those two lines describe that. Suvarna bhadivyam barir bhasamanam kvanat kinkini mekhala shobhamanam. Then he says lasadhema pattena vidyotamanam. Vidyotate also means glitters. Okay. So it glitters. Glitters with what? Pattena. Patta is used to refer to various things, in fact. Okay. So this patta means, suppose you bandage. Okay. You put, then also it is called patta. In Tamil something is called patta. Okay. That is a different thing. So if land records, etc., in those days it used to be written in the form of a cloth. Okay. So that is used to, that is also used called patta even today. Anyway, this shiroveshtanam, okay, the turban that you wear, that is also used, called patta. So patta here is used in the sense of uttarvastra. Okay. So the adhovastra, uttariya. Okay. Hemapatta, he says. Okay. So that hemapatta means hema is gold. Okay. Suvarna. So hemapatta means you can think of very thin gold foil. Okay. Or so this in the form of strings. Okay. So you can think of making. So that itself used to as the uttara vastra. Okay. Uttariya. So the uttariya vastra is, that is also there around the kati. Okay. Lasadhema pattena vidyotamanam. Further it glows, the kati glows with this hema patta. Okay. Or you can think of that patta, see, round around the belly also. Lasadhema pattena vidyotamanam katim bhavaye skandate dipyamanam. It's a very poetic description. Okay, highly poetic description. Read. Suvarna bhadivyam barer bhasamanam kvanat kinkini mekhala shobhamanam lasadhema pattena vidyotamanam katim bhavaye skandate dipyamanam pulindesha kanya ghana bhogatunga pulindesha kanya ghana bhogatunga Pulindesha kanya ghana bhogatunga stanalingana sakta kashmira ragam. Sakta kashmira ragam. Stanalingana sakta kashmira ragam. Namasyamyaham.
Namasyamyaham
Dharakare tavoraha. Dharakare tavoraha. Svabhaktavane. Svabhaktavane. Sarvadasanuragam. Sarvadasanuragam. Swabhaktavane sarvada sanuragam tava uraha. Namasyamyaham. Namasyami is the kriya pada. Aham namasyami. Aham namasyami. Kim namasyami? Uraha namasyami. Tava uraha. Uraha. Do you know what is uraha? Uraha means hridayam. Chest portion. In fact, have you heard the word uraga? What is uraga? Snake. Okay. Urasa gacchati iti uragaha. Okay. So urasa gacchati means through the heart it moves. It doesn't have a leg kind of thing. So therefore you say uragaha. Okay. Uragaha. So tarakare is the addressing word here. Tarakari. Tarakasya Arihi Tarakari. Taraka is the name of a Rakshasa. So Tarakare, like Murari. So Murasya Arihi Murarihi. Tarakasya Arihi Tarakari. He Tarakare Tavoraha Namasyamyaham. And the other things have to be obviously description of Uraha. And how is this Uraha? There are two descriptions. One is the external description in a highly poetic manner. The other is the very nature of the heart of Skanda, Tarakari. So the later part he says, Swabhaktavane sarvada sanuragam uraha. Swabhaktasya avanam. Avanam means protection. Is Swabhaktasya avani, in trying to protect your devotee, thy devotee. Sarvada sanuragam means all the time. It is something which is anuraga. See, anuragaha, anurajyate iti anuragaha. See. So anuragaha means so entrenched with that. Okay. Anuragaha. So which is highly compassionate and therefore all the time thinking. Swabhaktavane sarvada sanuragam. So bent upon relieving the obstacles of the bhakta. Okay, in trying to protect the bhakta. Sarvada sanuragam. The other description is highly poetic. Pulindesha kanya ghana bhogatunga lingana asakta Kashmir. All the 24 syllables put together is one word. First half it is a samastapada. Pulinda refers to a class of people. Okay? Pulinda is the name of a tribe, group of people. So Desha is not the word. Pulinda Isha. Okay? Pulin Desha you should not split. There are some fellows who may do. So Pulinda Isha. Pulindanam Ishaha Pulindeshaha. Ishaha means Lord, King. Subrahmanya is wedded to the daughter of Pulindesha. Okay? Pulindesha Kanya. See, like Himavataha Kanya. Himavat Kanya, like that. Pulindesha Kanya Ghana Bhogatungastana Lingana Sakta. Stana means breast. Okay, Stana means breast. He is describing the breast by a few words. Okay. So how are the breasts? Tunga is one adjective. Abhoga is another adjective. Ghana is another adjective. Ghanau stanau, abhogau stanau, then tungau stanau. Okay, Tunga means something which is lofty. The breast is lofty. This is one description. The other description is it is somewhat tight. Okay, Ghana. Okay, dense. Then the third description is abhogau, means thoroughly. See, abhujyate means thoroughly enjoyable. Okay, so ghana bhogatungastana. Okay, so that is kanya. So that is the adjective. So just growing and fully grown breast. So which is thoroughly enjoyable. Tasya alinganam. Alinganam means embracing. So because of embracing that, asakta kashmira ragam. Asakta kashmira raga. Kashmira raga. Raga here refers to color. Understand? So Kashmira is that saffron color. So Kashmira ragam. So he is saying because of this alingana, so your breast has acquired the color of Kashmira. Okay? Your breast has the markings of the saffron color. Okay? So this could be due to some alankara which he has as a Rajakanya. Okay? But anyway, because of embracing, so this has happened. Nowadays, these people put they put this lipstick. Suppose it will stick to your body. Okay. Okay. So on the Mari, you can just think of maybe. So whatever it is, so maybe because of the decoration in the breast. So because of alingana, so your uraha has picked up that color. Okay, that is the first half of the verse. Stanalingana sakta kashmira ragam. The other offense, anuragam, is the second thing. Okay, sarvada sanuragam. Namasyamyaham tarakare tavorasva bhaktavane sarvada sanuragam. Okay, read. Pulindesha kanya ghana bhogatungastana sakta kashmira ragam. Namasyamyaham tarakare tavorasva bhaktavane sarvada sanuragam. Okay, we'll stop here. Om sarve pasukhinas santu, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti.